Okay. Good day, everyone. And now we continue for this strategic management class. So, for this midterm, it's important for me, of course, to share with you the next topic, and that is the mission and vision statement. No. Um, for the last time, we've discussed about the different strategy, and one of those strategy that we've encountered is the blue ocean strategy. And you've made some of your techniques and strategize a particular situation by using the Mintzberg and the blue ocean strategy. And now we are doing vision and mission, as it argues that the management professionals generally agree with the critical step in planning, and that is the organization mission. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, so just to share with you the first slide, the first um, statement here regarding the vision and mission. All right. So perhaps you've heard a lot of a company's vision and mission statement that is established in every company. And according to Powers in 2012, um, for him, it argues that management professionals generally agree with this critical step in planning, and that is organizing the mission. And this mission class, it is actually the statement that articulate fundamental process of their own purpose in an organization with a different or several components. Okay, so number one is the company philosophy. The company philosophy is important, class, because it requires the company belief, no, of what they would like the company to lead in the future. So it's also important for the company to know uh, what is the stand of the company in the market. So the company identify here the concept of what they want to bring the people involved, stakeholders, and even the consumer. So it's important to see the principal aspect of their products and services. So as you can see, it's part of the vision and mission to pursue on their products and services, on how they will able to extend these products and services, and how it is applicable to the needs of their target consumer. So the consumer and market is one also of the several components on the mission and vision, wherein it also reflects there on their mission what or who, I mean, the target consumer, customer, or market. So these are the people behind that will consume or purchase the products and services that the company offer. But of course, among of the several component also, once you know already your products and services, your concept and your philosophy, you already distinguish the target market here. Of course, you have to look into the focus of geographical location or aspect. So it is important that the geographical location is visible, and at the same time it is very convenient and accessible. So on that vision and mission as well, it is important to include the obligation of the shareholder or the stakeholder. So, what is your obligation? What would be the benefit of the market from your company or the things that you have to offer? And of course, it's important also to describe the different role of the employee to to ensure that the company extend their commitment uh, to the stakeholder or to the shareholder. So the employee's commitment is important here on this vision and mission, because it is how the company will help out the society in giving their in giving the privilege to offer. Okay, and let's talk about the effective mission and statements. Okay, there are some criteria on how you will able to come up with an effective mission statement. And the mission statement should be, the first one is that it must be well articulated or clearly articulated. So meaning, if we are talking about the mission, and we are coming up with a good mission of the company, it is supposedly simple to comprehend. So that the employees and other stakeholders can clearly understand the principle and values that will guide them into their dealings with an organization. So it's important that your mission is well articulated with a clear or specific impact, not towards the behavior of individual. Next thing, aside from it is clear, is that it must be relevant. So meaning, if we talk about being relevant, it must be appropriate to the organization in terms of its history, in terms of its culture and shared values. So the mission here, class, is that you should not be too broad or too narrow, because sometimes being too broad may result a lack of focus. Okay, so it must be so here it must be not too narrow. So, which means that they should be potentially important to the organization and not overlooked. So, another thing is current. So, current, it is unchanged mission statement. It might may no longer be able to act as a driving force guiding the organization into the future, meaning that it must be on trends. It is current because it is on the trends. So whatever you want to pursue must be aligned to what is the needs of the society, and at the same time, class, that when it sounds like in a positive tone. So kapag you would like to state your statement or mission, kapag narinig pa lang ito, it has a positive impact towards the reader. No, it is written in such a way that it encourage commitment. And of course, what is important is that you it sounds that you are inspiration or inspires employees. So that's how it must be done. Okay, so another thing is that when you are going to make your own statement of your mission, you have to set the organization apart from the other organization, is establishing, of course, the individuality. No, so it's important that it is unique. This is the characteristic of your mission, that it is unique, and it must be if it is not unique through an emphasis on the advantage of an organization, so it is based on an objective assessment of the organization with the strength and weaknesses. So meaning that if it is unique, you can see the strength and weaknesses of the um, your own objective assessment. Of course, another thing is that the characteristic must be enduring. It cannot be continually altered, as this would be confusing. So they are like to remain in place in a number of years. Consequently, they must be written to allow some of flexibility. And another thing is adapted, written with the various target audience in mind. Some for the employees only and some for the shareholders. So this is effective mission statement must be in general, not that targets employees and shareholder and external group. And for others, it must be also for all the audiences. Now the information and style should reflect the relevant of the target audience. Okay. So for a mission statement content, there are indication that sometimes the mission statement is not written carefully. So mission statement content should be in practice and usually contain of the following. So here, some indication of the industry or business, um, the organization is mainly concerned with the realistic market. So, meaning in an organization class, you have to check if your statement there is that you are directing your concern into the realistic market. So, there should be a brief summary of the values and belief of the organization in relation to the stakeholder and group, no, such as customer and of course employees. Another thing is that there should be an indication of the ownership, meaning you are in control with the organization. So this the following content of the mission is that there should be a summary location or scope of the organizational activities. That's why it's important also the geographical location must be stated as well, and it must be specific. Okay, we have the sample vision and mission, and for this class, we have here the sample. Ayan. So there's a mention here. It says here to promote travel and drive visitation to and within Florida. So the mission is very simple. They have the vision, enable, establish Florida as number one destination in the world. So meaning they are very clear and concise is the mission, and only focusing on number one concern, and then that is to be number one in the travel destination. And the values incorporate with the mission and vision are integrity, excellence, innovation, inclusiveness, welcoming, fun, and teamwork. So the mission, in order to promote this vision, is that they have to promote the travel and drive visitation within Florida to be number one travel destination in the world. So it's very clear and simple, right? And then, okay, we're done with the characteristic of the vision, how it may be effective. And at last, let's talk about the vision. So, what do powerful vision look like? So, a while ago, we've discussed about on how we will establish our mission into our company, and there are some of the contents on how you make your statement on your mission. And at the same time, it's important as well to see the contents and the characteristic of your own mission. With regards of that, the number one thing that you need to do first, of course, establish your vision in order to make your mission. So the characteristic of establishing your own vision is that you have to make sure that this vision is powerful. Visions look like by means of this characteristic like conciseness. The vision should easy to communicate and remember. So just like mission, it's important for us to see the vision that is concise. The vision should be communicated in such way that everyone should understand it, right? So it must have um, a statement factor like power to convince all the reader to see how your vision will lead the company. Next one is clarity. The vision should also directly point out the primary goal, and they can be understood without extended presentation and discussion. So meaning it is clear. And on the vision as well, you can see the future orientation. The future orientation makes the vision that's so powerful that do not consist of a one-time specific goal or a productivity target that can be met and then discarded. So, meaning that the future orientation must be clear in such a way that it can able to specify the target, not the clear target of the productivity, and there's a specific goal on it. So it must be futuristic with the plan, no, for your for the future of the company. It must be stable as well, wherein vision do not shift in response to a short term, but rather it must also have the stable um, projection with regards of trends, especially nowadays the technologies keep on changing and there always be a market change. So the company must be ready on that so that the vision is achievable at the same time. And also, it is a great challenge for the company
to visualize the effective strategy on all the challenges, especially on how they gonna motivate the staff members to try, of course, to reach and to establish the accomplishment of this desired outcome.
which is the number one. And then how you will going to achieve the vision is through your mission and your commitment not to achieve that vision. And then from that vision, of course, your purpose, why you're doing that, why you are establishing company. So you have to incorporate as well the corporate objective. So this corporate objective class, it must translate the vision and mission into a long-term targets that can usually quantified and measured. So this objective will have some content that measuring the specific long-term targets. Objective are essential. We all know that, and to become successful and to your company, it must you must accomplish all the necessary needs of the company and for the organization. And of course, the main objective or the purpose of this corporate objective is to provide the sense of direction. Because we know naman class, kapag wala tayong vision and mission, we are going nowhere. We don't know what this business can lead us to, no? So we have to know what direction we would like to follow. And of course, what kind of standard that we need to measure. Because from that vision and mission, it reflects on what kind of standard that we would like to embed on our project, on our planning. So it means how we will control the performances of our employees and the market. So it is also projecting the image of the organization. So it's important, class, that you establish your corporate objective. How can we able to write an objective? Objective writing is a crime. A common view is that objective writing is a crime and that corporate objective should be. So, ibig sabihin, class, it's not really that like a word crime, no? But it is the what we call um the important of this crime, crime, is that it established different meaning, no? Objective writing is a crime, C is for communication, and that is the objective must be communicable, capable of easily communicated down to the line to your workforce and internal and external stakeholders group. So meaning, class, kapag nagsulat ka ng objective, kailangan it is easily to be understand by those people within, especially your workforce and internal and external stakeholders. Number two is being realistic. And if we are talking about being realistic, you are capable of reaching your goal in a specific time scale. So meaning that if you are going to do your objective, you can see how realistic it is by seeing the measurement of the time scale. Another thing is internally consistent. So your objective must be consistent, aligned to each other. So there should be an overall organizational mission that is operational and measurable, which is important because you're able to quantify the set plan that is possible for measured possible for a measured standards, and of course you can quantify the time scale, no? And next is A is explicit. It is actually your objective is right. uh, you write down an objective with clear and unambiguous language that is precise in relation to both targets and time scale. So again, objective is a crime, meaning you have it must be communicable, realistic, internally consistent, measurable, and explicit. Okay, later on I will be going to give a chance for everyone to write your own objective if you are going to come up with your own concept of your own company, then how you will write your objective. It is important, class. Okay. All right. So a business, as I've mentioned before, that the business level strategy, it is something to do with the low cost differentiation with regards of um, the costing, no, with regards of business level strategy choice.